And there is so much beauty that is there, that was there in that person, that people saw, recognized, noticed, experienced. So the question, I'm sure, not just for us, everyone would be, then why? Well, this is something which has been bothering us. Today's 108th day. I don't think a day goes by without trying to find an answer for that. And I have tried to peep into Pramit's mind. The first 2 months, nothing happened. And I had no courage to listen to his songs. So sometime first week of January, it was like Pramit saying that if you want to peep into my mind, you better use the window I have provided for you. Okay. And those are his songs, the poems. And there are 17 of them, okay, of which he has composed music for 10. So from that day onwards, I have listened to his songs almost every day, going line by line, understanding word by word what he meant. Now this is my take, this is my understanding of what happened. On my own, probably is the song which is Pramit's swan song, okay, which probably tells us what happened on November 1st. I thought I'll take a little time to give my perspective to this, and I would encourage all of you to really listen to all his songs. And maybe when we meet next, I would listen to your views on that. So Pramit left these songs not for us to release an album. That was not his interest at all. That's what we are doing. I think Pramit didn't do anything casually. Okay. Even in his death, he had a purpose behind what he did. And the way he had organized his note, I just can't believe someone who could do that. And I think after going over it in my mind for weeks and months, I think those songs leaves a trail of what was going on in himself, in his mind, over a period of 2.5 years. It's very interesting that out of 17 songs, Pramit, this is all we gathered from his computer. Of course, we didn't know that he wrote any songs at all. 11 songs were written between the period September 2017 and December 2017. 4 songs were written between Jan and May 2018. And after a long gap, he wrote Distant, which was in March 2019. And On My Own, just was a month before, in September 2019. What he's trying to say, I guess, is that you can't really straitjacket me and define me by looking at me at a certain period of time and say this is what Pramit was. He's in a way saying I was evolving, I was changing. And if you listen to all the songs in between September and December 2017, you would see so much pain in that. Pain where he blames himself. He refers to mind quite often in those songs. He talks of two minds at play. He talks about when the weak mind takes control, there is nothing more. And he also refers to what's happening around him. And that's because that was a very turbulent phase of Pramit's life. And we did discuss about it when he came in Jan 2018, December 2017. Then he went back. He was determined that he is going to change this. It was turbulent not because that anything around him was wrong. It was turbulent because he didn't want to compromise just to be accepted, just to be recognized. And it was not so easy. I think by Jan 2018, he was pretty sure that he is going to overcome this, and it was in his control. So, by mid 2018, it was a very different Pramit altogether. Pramit was confident, Pramit was liked, accepted, loved, and Pramit is not so dumb that he didn't understand any of these things. He knew about it. So most of his songs that were written, those 11 songs, quite a good large number of songs in such short period of time, showed a type of Pramit that was at that point of time. And he had changed so much in the next 6 months, and he only had to say whatever he had to say with only 4 songs. And he had nothing to say for 9 months. Okay. And he didn't write music just to be writing music. He had to feel strongly about something, then only then he would have done that. So what really happened in those time period? Okay. The period where we saw Pramit, a very different Pramit. A Pramit, as I told you, very confident, could held his head high, talk, discuss. Was so clear. And sometime around mid of 2019, it also calmed down so much. So much so that it was like an ocean before a tsunami. And it did hit. And there is a reason for that. And that's what he explains in this song, On My Own. So what is different here? Number one, Pramit, first time he writes in a poem and a song that he was in happiness. Then he says that he had everything that one could expect from a life. And third thing he says, still I have pain. And he realizes that pain is nothing to do with his mind, nothing to do with his body, nothing to do with society, nothing at all. And that pain was in his soul. I think that's what Pramit was doing from May 2018 to September 2019, trying to understand what was going on within himself and trying to find those words to express that. And he finally did that in September 2019. I'm sorry, I'm not carrying the script. The song lyrics just missed it, but I do remember most of it. I can probably say it. So Pramit starts this song, On My Own, saying that he had so much happiness in his life when he is with his loved ones. Actually, the word he uses is crowds of bliss. beyond happiness. But he had this quest to find himself. And because of the quest, he understood that being in this, with these people, being happy, he was losing himself too. So to find himself, he stayed away from us indefinitely. So this is how the lines go. I hope I can remember entirely. Yeah, I think. Yeah. When I am lost in crowds of bliss, I lose my reason bit by bit. To find myself ways to be, I stay adrift indefinitely. But he also understand. I think he stayed away, then he understood it's not happening. What he wanted is not happening. Then he said, okay, maybe I need help. I want someone to come and help me out here. So he cries out, he wonders, is there anyone at all in the world who can help me? Come to me, help me. Help me find that I don't have. And he says, till I find that person, I know what to do. And the only thing I can do is that I better be on my own. Why? He says the line of the song. He says, isolated from the noise that pains my soul. And you should listen to him when he says, use the word pain my soul, more so in the second time. You can almost feel that within yourself. So, he is not able to find anyone. He is by himself, alone. Still this craving is there. So he decides, okay, let me just dig deep inside myself. So he decides to go to the depths of darkness, deep inside him. And he goes there and he becomes deaf because he doesn't want to hear those noises. But even in those depths, and when he is deaf, the Christ comes back. The Christ comes back, tell him that you do not possess what you need. Now he doesn't know where to go. So the lines he writes, deep into a dark abyss, I wander deaf, yet Christ persists, reminding me I don't possess of what I need. I wait for death. I don't know how, I don't know if someone can help me find some bliss. But for now, I come to know I'm better on my own. Having said all these things, he steps away from himself. He becomes an observer. And he asks this question, what a fool are you? You have everything in the life that you want. Yet you have this greed, the greed that you are not able to, something beyond, okay? And he says, you are wrong. So the lines he uses for this, with all this greed I carry, wanting more than what has been bestowed on me, is my foolish fallacy. That's how the song ends. This is my understanding of what this song means. And I think only if Pramit had some patience, possibly he could have been on a path of self-discovery. But he gave up. Or did he find himself? On my own.